I'm here.
I see you. Okay, there are view requests. I see Vanessa.
Hi, guys.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you for tuning in with us live if you're here. Let's go ahead here and just say hello. Okay, perfect. Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, this is a fun week. This week went by so fast. I cannot even believe we're already into April. This is craziness. And just we're making a big announcement for everybody on Instagram. You don't see the title, but it's a big announcement today to help you grow your spiritual business. Literally today, start growing your spiritual business. And we just wanted to pop in here with a big announcement and celebrate our own.
Wait, hold up. Literally, you guys get to literally be with us as we do our thing. We're cheering with you all for this amazing transition, which is cool. So
Vanessa and I are cheersing all the time, even behind the scenes. We're constantly cheersing, even the big moments and the small moments, and even some of the failures. We're like, well, you know what I mean? It's constantly a celebration over here with us.
And tell them why, because one, it's hella more fun, but two, we are all about energy, right, y'all? So getting in that energy and making it be a habit of celebrating and being that feminine energy, cheering, celebrating is so effing fun. And it's been doing energetically so many things that just little surprises that come to us just for this little act that we do. So happy to have you guys with us, in big and small. There are no big and small wins. It's all frequency, but literally the energy of celebration, the energy of just celebration is a really, really cool thing. So I love that we're literally doing this in this moment. It's a very cool moment. So cheers, my girl.
Yeah, it's a big transition for us. And we were really, so this is going to be short and sweet because we're just making a big announcement on how we are restructuring Divine Femme on the back end in order to help you create a bigger impact. And so for many of you that are new to us and just tuning in, welcome. Thank you for tuning in with us. And for all of you that have been following us for a while, or following me for a while, or Vanessa independently for a while, you may or may not know of Sacred Leader Academy. Sacred Leader Academy is this amazing program that our clients get massive results in, where we help them grow and scale their spiritual business, ditch the one-on-one, and help them scale in a way and really step into magical sales that feel like magic, because they really are embodying, energetically aligned to what it is that they're creating, and they're creating from their divine expression. So it really is the best of both worlds, this business academy that takes you, not only energetically into alignment, but also gives you the smart business strategies that you need to have in place to magnetize your message online, to create a scalable program that sells, that your clients can't wait to pay you for, and to create also a freedom-based lifestyle on the back end. And Vanessa and I have been always about impact from the very, very beginning. How can we make this more accessible? And full transparency, Sacred Leader Academy is a multiple four-figure investment, right? So it's an $8,000 program for 6 months, and it's a group scalable program. And people are hitting, amazing results in there, 10K months, 18K months, things like that. And it gets so many spiritual entrepreneurs, teachers, healers, and light workers up and off the ground with their business, and taking them from side hustle into hitting some real sales in their business, so that they can then go forward and do what they're called to do, right? And so this is amazing. But Vanessa and I, when we came together, one of our big core values is impact. And how can we make this so impactful and so accessible to more people? And how can we help impact the masses? Because we truly have a vision to help so many conscious creators, light leaders, spiritual entrepreneurs, and visionaries, the ones that are here to uplift and heal humanity with their gift and their wisdom and shift paradigms. How can we help them be as profitable and sustainable and magnetic as possible within their business? And we had to do an ego check, and we had to do an ego check, right? We already have a program that is getting massive results. That's more of a premium investment. Let's just be honest, it's a premium investment. And there's so many, though, that we know could value from this right now. And this isn't to buy into any money stories or mindset blocks, because I don't believe in that. I believe we create our own reality, and that everything is a reflection of our own conscious presence. And that's something that we also teach within the program. However, we wanted to make this the most accessible, and we're just following the guidance, you guys. We're following the guidance. We're receiving the guidance. Go ahead, Vanessa. Yeah.
I was just, this is so fun, you guys, because, and again, this is so fun. We always pride ourselves on being transparent, authentic. This is so fun because the last few months, like when Sarah said we had to go through an ego death, you know, I remember having this idea the first of the year, like when we had come together, like late last year. I remember having this, we both had this idea with what we're going to share and to make it more accessible, but then ego kicks in. We're like, no, like all the thoughts that come into your head, like where you start going down the rabbit hole of like, well, other coaches are charging 5 figures or 4 figures and all this crap that we allowed ourselves to kind of have the influence on until we literally had to stop ourselves, right? We always embody what we share and how we grow too. Center ourselves, really get clear of what we wanted, which was the impact. For sure, that was the first thing I said when I was like, I want impact. I want impact and results for people and have it be fun. But my point is, I don't regret a second of it. We had to go through so much ebbs and flows and frustrations and learning and growing and turns around and work and up all night, all this stuff, right? And it's all good, even though it's so funny. It was what we initially felt in the beginning. But now, like literally we embody, you listen, you don't have to understand why. And now we fully get like when you can literally tap into, you have an idea that's so strong. It's like right here, you know it. It feels like a hell yes. Don't even question, you just do. And the how and like how everything comes into play and the people to help, we don't have to even worry about, but we just trust that we're people, we follow our hell yes, and we act upon it. And of course, the mind is going to come up, but like then you drop back into soul. I think that's such an important thing just to share, like how this wasn't like, oh, let's just do this. Like this came to us, like this literally came to us, right? Which is such an important key on how we literally, why are we doing this? Because we want to, because it feels like our hell yes. We know it, we realized it. And it's not just about us, it's about the impact that we had a value for. So I hope that all made sense, but I think that's really important just to share with people, share the behind the scenes story. You know, of like, this wasn't just like some whim, this came to us and we had to go through our own growth of now full circle back to what we originally got called to do. So it's a very, very cool thing. Very cool thing.
Yeah, I'll give a little bit more backstory. So prior to that, you know, even in SLA, this was something that has come up for me since the very beginning. And I was told by a previous, you know, mentor that it probably wasn't going to be a good idea for whatever reason, but something was there for me. And so I didn't take action on it yet. But I don't believe I was meant to take action on it yet. I believe it's come full circle when it has. And like even the decisions that we've made since the onset of Divine Femme in January have led us to incorporate other people into the program, which bring massive value as well. And then restructuring that again. So long story short, being less attached to how it comes about and just continuing to follow the nudges, even when the ego-based tendencies will pop in and like trying to compare like, oh, well, does this make sense? And this, I can say from a business standpoint, this can make a lot of sense. And from a business standpoint, it absolutely makes zero sense with, if you knew exactly behind the scenes with what Vanessa and I are growing, there's a lot of really good arguments on why what we're doing today, which is pretty much unheard of, makes zero fucking sense. It makes zero fucking sense mathematically. And then on the other hand, there's a story where it could make a lot of sense, right? But I'm talking about from a business standpoint, it's very, very easy for me to share why a new brand forming right now that is now kickstarted so much exponential growth and exposure online and kicked in so many marketing strategies that's bringing so much volume to us, why it would make sense not to do what we're about to do, what I'm sharing with you today. Now would not be the moment to do that, right? But when we ask ourselves really truly to make decisions based off of faith and our knowingness and our guidance versus our fear and our doubts, or what is even quote unquote logical, we have to follow what we are receiving. And this is really, really key, you guys. And so thank you for tuning in with us live. If you're a part of this announcement, we're happy to celebrate this moment with you, because it is a big decision, and it is something that we've had to allow the old to fall away in order for the new to come in, and trust that the guidance is leading us to something bigger than we ever even could imagine for ourselves. And despite what the previous mentors had to say about it, and despite even our own fears, we continue to move forward with courage and faith and trust in the divine guidance that is coming through, knowing that there's a much bigger picture at play that we don't have to be privy to. right? And so what we're doing today is announcing something that's completely unheard of. And what we're doing is we're taking the $8,000 program that is SLA, that has proven results and that has been getting major results, not only for us, but all of our clients. And we're turning that into the most accessible container for everyone that is here to go from a side hustle into a thriving spiritual business so that they can get started today. And when we asked divine infinite intelligence what that looks like, what came through is what we're going to be releasing within the next 48 hours or so from the time you're watching this video. So if you're live with us, it's going to be available to you before Monday. And if you're listening to this on the replay, whether it's on social media or on the podcast, it's already available, right? So what's accessible to you now is the $8,000 program bundled up and packaged up into $19.97. You can literally get started for $19.97 with all of the different bonuses and all of the different bundled things that we're adding to that full-time, pay in full option. It's one time for $19.97 instead of the full $8,000 that other people have paid. And we've tweaked it and tweaked it in order for it to come into a container that's so accessible and so much value that it's a no-brainer for you guys. And on top of that, we decided to sweeten the deal even more and make it accessible with a payment option of $297 a month. So literally, you guys, you can get started with the same core curriculum that all of our previous clients have used to catapult their business. And when we release this within the next 48 hours from the time you're watching this, you're going to see exactly why this is so valuable and the value that you get in each of the different modules and everything like that. So we're not going to dive into that right now, but we're making this because we are called to make it the most accessible for the most amount of people. So we sweetened the deal with a payment plan that's literally no brainer, you guys. For $297 a month, you're going to be able to jump into SLA and get started with the results that you know that you want in your business and go from side hustle into a thriving spiritual business. And the reason we created this is because you guys were reflecting back to us as we were calling in our next steps of how can we follow the impact and follow the results that we know we want to make and make it the most accessible to people, asking for the next download and getting out of our ego and out of our fear by closing down. We're taking it a step further. We're not even going to make, at the time of this recording, we're doing something completely unprecedented that I know of against all of my mentors' advice. And this is that we're making SLA, the doors are closed, you guys. You cannot get in for another, everybody was paying $8,000, $7,000 to get in to SLA before. The doors are closed. You're not going to be able to enroll in that. We are making it more accessible. When we say we want to be more accessible, we're rolling it all into this new container for $19.97 with a payment option. So that is possible for you guys. And the reason this came about, the last thing I was going to say, is because you guys were reflecting this back to us as we were calling it in. Over and over and over again, we hear, I can't wait to work with you guys. And there was a lot of people saying that, and there's a lot of people that are ready to work with us in this new container, but we knew that there was a piece of it that was out of alignment. And the piece of it was releasing the control of how Divine Femme has to grow and releasing the old so that the new can come in the most accessible, most impactful, most powerful, and most results-driven way for not just everybody that's ready to make a premium investment, but everybody that's ready to get started today. I mean, even module 1 will blow your mind. And the fact that you can get access to that now for $297, I know that that's going to help hundreds more people get into this momentum of moving their spiritual business from a side hustle into this thriving spiritual business online. So it's a big announcement today for you guys because this is really unprecedented of what we see in the coaching industry, taking your premium group program and then, against, like I said, our mentors' advice, previous mentors' advice, when this idea originally dropped in. It doesn't matter, you guys. You have to follow what you have, you have to follow in faith and trust that it's all going to be playing out for you exactly how it's supposed to. And yeah, we're excited for everybody that's listening to this now or catching this on the replay. It's going to be accessible to you 48 hours from the time this video is live. And so if you're interested in that, you're going to want to DM us SLA, and we'll definitely get you the link to take advantage of that. And if you're watching this on the replay, it's already ready for you. Or if you're listening to this on the podcast, it's already ready for you. And
Woo!
I see all the lovely comments coming from Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. So thank you guys for tuning in live with us today. But I just wanted to reflect this, and I know Vanessa keeps freezing a little bit, so I don't know if you can hear me. But this is about building a soul-aligned business. And so when you talk about building a soul-aligned business, this is exactly what we help you do inside Sacred Leader Academy. It's not always going to make the most logical sense, right? And it's not always going to make, it's going to, having non-attachment to what you've created, knowing when it's time to transform, to release the old and allow the new to come in. I was talking to someone yesterday, like I shared earlier, or it was a couple of days ago. It's like, there's so many reasons I can, from a logical business standpoint, that I can say what we're doing right now is not the right time for this, and it does not make sense. But the knowingness of what we are called to do and create in this world, and the lives and the amount of lives that we're here to impact, that is what is driving us. And so what is driving you in your spiritual business and your offerings? Like, think about that right now, because if you are not in alignment with your integrity and your value system and what you're being called to create, it doesn't matter. Your offerings they're not in alignment, right? So think about what is driving your container creation. Are you really truly creating from the divine that is asking you to create through you something? And it could be a high ticket container. There's nothing wrong with high ticket containers. And don't be surprised if Vanessa and I launch a high ticket container, or we spin off and do something else, because we actually have some other things that we're being called to create here that don't involve that. But what is that for you? It could be a high ticket container. It could be whatever it is. It's about coming into soul alignment with your offerings and knowing that when you follow that, everything else falls into place.
Mm-hmm. Can you see me right now?
Yeah, you were frozen for a second, at least on the laptop, but I think we're good now.
This is so, okay, so right now, guys, this is what's trippy. I feel like I'm in a dream. First of all, this is so exciting. I feel all the feels, of course, and it's Friday, but I'm literally—
I don't think you're on Instagram anymore.
Girl, so I dropped off of Instagram.
Uh-huh.
So
everybody's just watching me talk.
You guys, this is so tricky. Am I back on? I'm literally watching the Sarah from like 30 seconds ago talk here, but I'm like live with you here. Like, isn't this world a freaking trip? Like, and I don't even question things anymore. I'm just like, this is so exciting. But it kind of is a good dichotomy of like our subconscious and conscious. You think something's going over here and running over here, but like, stay the focus, tap into what you know. And I think the whole purpose of this whole message is like, we do what we say. We follow our hell yes, we trust, and that's how we roll. That's why we've had all the turnovers and successes we've had, because we obey. We walk such an unwavering faith, even when it doesn't look like an ounce of like this should be a good idea. We don't effing care, because we trust so much. This is not, this is Divine Femme and SLA, like, to be honest, is a program that maybe came through Sarah, came through us, but it's still beyond us. It's really divinely orchestrated. And real talk, like, not to like help people understand. I had come through so many experiences of like, the coaching industry is a beautiful industry. It's a $22 billion industry, guys. But so many people, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And so when we came together, like concrete tangibles, like a program that gives you, what do you do when you have your first sales call? What do you do to get your first VA? Like, and doing it in a way that uses practical laws is just, it's beyond, I think, anything I've ever seen, and it's super fun.
I think you meant universal spiritual laws, not
universal
laws. Universal spiritual laws, practically.
In a practical way. That's my big thing, because we are on Earth. Like, we're not freaking orbiting around the sun right now. Or maybe some of you are. I don't know. Like,
actually, we are.
Okay, yes. If you want to be true, we are. But
we are sitting on a rock that's floating around some random ball of light, as a little speck on some planet. And you have such a desire in your heart right now, and all of that is happening without you even thinking about it, knowing about it. So why the hell do you think that your dream or what wants to be birthed in front of you is like some impossible feat, when you are literally like spinning around a planet right now, around Earth? You know what I mean? Like, when you put stuff in that perspective, when you put that in perspective, and then you think about your idea, your creation, or what you want to create, and you look out into the world, you think, oh God, how is this possible? Are you kidding me? Like, picture what's going on right now without you having to do anything about it. Like your heart beating, like your lungs breathing for you. Like you barely think and like, oh my, I'm not thinking about this. Like, how am I moving this champagne glass and drinking my kombucha right now? Who the fuck knows? But there's magic happening 24/7 that you're not even thinking about. So why would you make it seem like your dream is impossible? You know what I mean? When so much magic is happening right now in this present moment that you either are aware of and tapped into because you know this is a magical world, or you're just like stuck in the 3D floating around thinking like this is it. Like all this is just, you know, there's nothing happening over here. When in actuality, it's all magic. It's all magic and you can create whatever you want.
Dude, I love this so much. I was just reading my girl, how like even like 100 years ago there was never, so talking about electricity there, I forgot the exact quote, but he was saying how there's not more electricity than there was when it first was invented, but like we just tapped into it, that force that creates electricity, that energy force. So the point is, like we always talk about this, there is an infinite source that we can tap the freak into, and it's always there, but like, are you allowing it? Are you tapping into it now in every moment? That's a cool conversation. Look at someone just wrote, I'm magical. Yes, you are, queen. We all are. Like it's so fun. Side note, you guys, like it's so fun how this world is waking the F up. So many people are waking up, and not just waking up, but remembering and leveraging this creative force that does beat our heart, like in such amazing, infinite ways. That's what I think gets me so excited. There's like, you may come in, and I'm just going to throw this out there. Like, let's say right now, you're like, oh, I've always wanted to start a spiritual business. I don't know where to start. First of all, you get our program because we will help you. But then you don't like, you tap into, there are endless possibilities and endless business creations that can be created for people. And I think the more we can start, like there are creations that is brewing in you right now that you may not even know, but it's good. There's a purpose for it. There's a way to help humanity even more and into the nth degree. And that's what's fun and magical is, you know, there's no limit. Like they're like infiniteness. Think about how big infiniteness is. Infinite. It's unlimited. Like there's, our brains can't even fathom how far it goes, how much there is, like how much there is to create, because you know what I mean? Because we're in our human bodies right now. But isn't that fun to get curious about, you know? I think it's incredible. I love that we like
so good. Yeah, so good. So good. And we see all your comments over here, so we're not ignoring you, but yes, we will get you that link. Angela, who reached out, she wants the link for the Esley. If you guys want that link and you want to be jumping in with us and getting started, then let us know. Like I said, by the time this replay goes out, if you're watching this live with us, it'll be ready before Monday. You'll get the link before the weekend is over. If you're watching this on the replay or listening to this on the podcast, then it's already going to be accessible to you. So reach out to us. And yeah, I'm looking at some of the comments here. Yeah, the world is waking up, and it is the world is waking up. This is such a good conversation. We're not going to spin it into that direction right now. We're going to pop off here because we have another recording to do, but we wanted to jump in here and share and celebrate this moment with you guys. And if you have any questions whatsoever, DM us and reach out. Let Vanessa and I know. We're happy to answer any of your questions in the DMs, and we will get you that link as soon as it's ready, which is going to be before the weekend is up.
Can I say one more thing before we end? You guys, thank you so much for being with us. You know what? Take this energy, right? All we have is now. We're present, right? Right now in this moment. If anything resonated with you, if you got lit, if you got a spark of a higher frequency, take that energy and expand it today. Go, like, whatever that means to you. Let source divide, like, let source guide you. But take that bit of energy and use it. Use that power today. Leverage it, use it, expand it, create, give out to the world. That is effing fun. So thank you so much. I just wanted to share that. Thanks for being with us, guys. Hella cool. Happy Friday.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Friday.
Yes.
Have a good weekend. Namaste.
Yeah.